You're watching Stay Wavy TV, your home for non-stop WWE action and fresh waves of wrestling coverage. Slam that subscribe button, ring the
48
bell, and
hours
ride
after
the wave.
John Cena retired at Saturday Night Main Event after he tapped out the Gunther, Randy Orton finally speaks on John Cena's retirement, which I find very strange, by the way, because Randy Orton and John Cena, they've had some good rivalries in the past, right? He's actually the closest person to pass John Cena's record for being a 17-time world champion. Randy Orton has 10 WWE championships, and he has 4 world heavyweight championships. So if anybody's on track to beat his record, it's Randy Orton. I would love to see Randy Orton beat John Cena's record before he retires. So let's get into what Randy Orton had to say. He posted this on his Instagram account. He said, "I broke into the wrestling business and grew up for the past 2 decades alongside at John Cena. I wrestled with or against him 100 times at least. I would have enjoyed being there in DC for WWE Saturday Night Main Event and witness his emotional send-off into retirement. But I know if anyone understands my absence, it's John, because I was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, #KSA, promoting Riyadh season in Royal Rumble. The morning of his retirement, we exchanged a few texts and I was honored to speak with him on such a big day. I look forward to following John's career in Hollywood and beyond. Sky's the limit with this guy, an inspiration not only to the generation of fans, but to myself, who was lucky enough to learn firsthand from one of the most over wrestlers ever. Thanks for being so good to my family over the years, and thanks for making the locker room a better place. Take care, John. I'll see you around." So he posted a lot of pictures with John Cena during their careers, and he also posted his kids wearing John Cena's merch. But guys, let's be honest, right? Randy Orton has got to be pissed off at the fact that he has not been on an episode of Raw and SmackDown for about 3 months now. He's been totally absent, right? He's pretty much been written off of TV, right? And I find that very strange because Randy Orton is basically in the last chapter of his WWE wrestling career. He's one of the few wrestlers that he has been with the WWE his entire career, right? You usually see people, go to AEW, like Cody Rhodes, right? Cody Rhodes, after his Stardust character failed, he ended up going to AEW, made a name for himself over there, and he came back and he ended up, doing what he did with Roman Reigns and all that, right? But Randy Orton is currently 45 years old, guys, right? He's probably not going to wrestle for another 5 years, right? I think after maybe 3 years, Randy Orton's going to go ahead and hang it up. Randy Orton's wife has been on social media, championing fans that's bringing up the fact that, the WWE and Triple H, they're not utilizing Randy Orton's, character. This is a legend. This is the real legend killer, not that Gunther, not that Timu legend killer Gunther. We talking about the real legend killer, Randy Orton, right? We all want to see Randy Orton turn heel and go back to punting people in the head. Let's be honest, guys. That was the best chapter of Randy Orton's career, right? I think he should bring back his theme song where it's like, "Hey, nothing you can say. Nothing's gonna take what you done to me. Now it's time to..." Bruh, bring back that Randy Orton. You feel me? This Randy Orton, bro, that we're witnessing right now, bro, that Triple H is booking, bro. This Randy Orton, I mean, it's a complete waste of time, if we're being honest, bro. It's a waste of time. There's so many things you can do with Randy Orton, you know what I'm saying, instead of having him in matches with Jelly Roll, man. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, I seen the other day that Randy Orton was wrestling with Speed. I Show Speed, right? And I was like, it's sad that Randy Orton is in catering, helping Speed become a pro wrestler. Shout out to Speed, bro. By the way, bro, shout out to Speed. He's the biggest streamer in the world, right? Speed is kind of not as far as music, right? But Speed as far as popularity and how people react to him all over the world. He's kind of the modern day Michael Jackson, if we're being honest, bro. Speed is a superstar, right? We all seen Speed get broken in half by Braun Breaker, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man. The fact that Randy Orton wasn't at John Cena's last match, I kind of feel like Randy Orton wasn't at his last match really because, I mean, bro, like I said, the man's been written off of TV. You know, he did wrestle John Cena when John Cena had that WWE Undisputed title. He did wrestle John Cena for the title in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis. We all saw what happened. Randy Orton pretty much got robbed. He won the match, but he didn't win the match because John Cena cheated, right? But man, I'd much rather have seen Randy Orton be John Cena's last opponent than Gunther, bro. That would actually make sense because they have such an extensive past together. Like, think about it, guys. Imagine if John Cena kept the title until Saturday Night Main Event and his last match was against Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed title. Randy Orton RKO's John Cena, retires him. Randy Orton becomes a 15-time world champion, and now he's only 3 titles away from beating John Cena's record. And then you could pretty much stretch that out based off of whatever year Randy Orton wants to retire. In Randy Orton's final year, you have him past that 17. If anybody deserves to break that record, it's Randy Orton. His father was a pro wrestler, right? Randy Orton was a part of the evolution with Triple H and Batista and Ric Flair. It just makes sense. But Triple H being who he is, let's be honest, guys. Triple H didn't want anybody in Evolution to be or appear bigger than him. He never wanted that, right? Look at Batista's final match. Batista's final match was losing to Triple H, right? Triple H took the sledgehammer and, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the last thing we think of Batista. And it's crazy because Batista actually ended up being bigger than Triple H. Like, if we're being honest, like, Batista's World Heavyweight Championship reign, like, when you think of the World Heavyweight Championship in the WWE, right? Most people, the first person you think of is Batista. You don't think of Triple H. You think of Batista. You know what I'm saying? You think of Batista coming out with the pyro and moving his fist around with the pyro exploding in the background. Like, Batista was bigger than Triple H, bro. Randy Orton's heel turn after he left Evolution and he was punting everybody, that kind of had a bigger presence than Triple H. So I kind of feel like Triple H is doing this to Randy Orton on purpose just due to jealousy, man. I don't think he likes the fact that Randy Orton is one of the youngest, champions in WWE. I think he is the youngest champion in WWE history. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, Randy Orton is the youngest champion in WWE history. So I don't think this is a coincidence that Triple H isn't utilizing Randy Orton properly. I don't think it's a coincidence at all. Ever since Kevin Owens announced that because remember, we were supposed to get Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton was supposed to turn heel on Kevin Owens. But ever since Randy Orton announced that he had a neck injury and he's pretty much, recovering from that, I mean, from then, the only thing Randy Orton has done is he fought Joe Hendry and he fought, who else did he fight? Jelly Roll. That's it. And he fought John Cena in St. Louis during the retirement tour. That's it. He hasn't done anything else, bro. You could have had Randy Orton show up and stop the Masked Man from attacking CM. You could have had that multiple times. There's so many things you could do with Randy Orton. But that's all I got for you guys. Randy Orton did speak on John Cena's retirement. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to see Randy Orton back in the WWE on Raw or SmackDown until sometime next year. I mean, that's sad. We're finishing off 2025, right? We just had Raw yesterday. We are finishing off 2025 with Randy Orton being gone for 3 to 4 months. And Randy Orton, we haven't heard nothing about an injury, right? It's not like Randy Orton is taking time off for personal matters. He's just been written off of TV for absolutely no reason. Triple H just doesn't know what to do with him. Like, Triple H is treating Randy Orton like Omos. You guys remember Omos? The African giant that signed to the WWE that The Undertaker compared to Andre the Giant? Almost had to go to Japan to get a... That's what's going on with Randy Orton right now. He's getting treated like Omos. With that being said, man, it's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment. I'm out.
Stay Wavy signing out, ride the tide, no doubt. From the rooftop glow to the neon cloud. You tapped in, so I gotta say love. Like, subscribe, keep the motion above. Until the next wave, we out. Peace.